Welcome to fourth grade reading. This is for lessons 142 and 143. So we have pages to read, but you also have an Adventures in Other Lands quiz, an AOL quiz. 23 to take after this lesson. And also have your vocab list 3 out. We're going to go over that first. And then I'm going to ask you a couple questions and we'll look at the pages for reading today. Okay? So vocab list 3 starts with the word contempt. Okay? So we're going to say the word, say the definition, say the word again. We'll do that through one time this time. Okay? Contempt. Scorn, a feeling that someone or something is worthless. Contempt. Dignity, self-respect, dignity. Stricken, afflicted with sickness, pain, or emotion. Stricken. Sullen, unfriendly, resentful. Sullen. Superstitious, leaving things out of fear or ignorance. Superstitious. Tundra, a treeless plain. Tundra. Vaguely, hazily, not clearly. Vaguely. All right. So from yesterday's reading, or last lesson's reading, we were reading the story about Sam Ketchum and the Yukon. Okay. So why did Sam Ketchum meet Steve in Nenana? Okay, Steve's uncle could not meet him because he had too many sick people in the Yukon to care for. Okay, so Steve couldn't meet his uncle there, so Sam Ketchum, a man that worked with his uncle, came. Why did Steve decide to go to the Yukon with Sam and the dog team? He wanted to prove to his uncle that he wasn't soft. What did Steve decide to do when the woman at Carlson Creek said that Sam needed a doctor? He decided to drive the dog team on to the Yukon by himself to get help for Sam. And why was Steve so happy at the end of the story? His uncle was proud of him for arriving safely and for making the trip in good time and said he had the makings of a real Yukon man. Okay. All right. So today we're looking at pages 146 to 159. There's 2 stories here. Kapiolani the Brave. This is a story from Hawaii. And then 2,000 Miles for a Book. And this is about the early explorers, some Lewis and Clark is in this story. So you're reading both of these stories all the way through. They're not very long, either one of them. And so I'll read the introduction to them both, and then I'll start reading a little bit of the first one. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God." Sometimes in your life, you become fearful of a situation and forget that God has promised to always be with you. Today, you will read a true story about a brave queen who put her life at risk to share her faith in God. Okay? And then the 2,000 Miles for a Book, Patrick Henry stated, "The Bible is worth all other books which have ever been printed." The Indians in the story, 2,000 Miles for a Book, demonstrated their desire to have a priceless book. All right, this priceless book. So Kapiolani the Brave is a true story of Hawaii. It's retold by Hugh T. Kerr. "Fear thou not, for I am with thee," Isaiah 41:10. Long before Hawaii became a state, Kapiolani was a queen of the Hawaiian Islands. She and her people worshipped the false goddess Pele. The Hawaiians thought that Pele lived in the great burning mountain Kilauea. Whenever the mountain burned and set up smoke and flame, the priest of Pele came among the people and told them that the goddess was hungry and called for food. Then he would choose someone from among the people to throw into the mouth of the volcano as a peace offering to Pele. Like the priest of Pele, Kapiolani was ignorant and cruel and superstitious. Then missionaries came to her island with the gospel, and Kapiolani became a real Christian queen. People who had seen her before could not believe she was the same person. She became beautiful and dressed herself neatly and began to help her people. She took the royal idols which the people worshipped and hid them away in caves so no one could find them. But the people still feared and worshipped Pele, who was supposed to have her home in the burning mountain. All right, I'm going to let you finish that story. It's a good story. And then the 2,000 Miles for a Book is right after that. The Nez tribe is the tribe of Indians living in Idaho and Washington and Oregon. And so you're going to read a little bit about that. Okay? All right, so read through the end of that story on 159. Ask yourself the questions. Have someone else ask you the questions. And make sure that you study your vocab list. And that you take your Adventures in Other Lands Quiz 23 as well. All right, we'll see you next time.